As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, hello, my beautifuls. Hello. I got a little flyaway right there. Oh, don't want that. Don't want that. Well, good afternoon, my beauties. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to show some love to the vertical stream first. It is nice to see everybody here. If I can get you on up, but it's not letting me go all the way up. Who gave me the green hearts? I can't see who the hearts are from. I can't see. Anyways, it's nice to see. Oh, well, let me change this to maybe live chat. Maybe it'll throw it out there. Let's see. Keep our fingers crossed. Nope, it didn't show me. Melanie, it's nice to see you. The Real Me Too is over there. It's nice to see you, Eeyore Blues. It's nice to see you, Stacy Michelle. Hey. And then we're over here on the horizontal. And Claudia, yes, she is the first. Don't forget to say hey. Ooh, I'm missing an earbud. Why didn't you guys tell me I wasn't fully dressed on the show? Melanie, it's nice to see you. Eeyore Blues, Denise, the Real Me Too, also over here showing some love. It's nice to see you, Betty fan, Michelle, Falker's dad. It's nice to see you, Mama. Me and you, Donna Joe, Let Them 66, our beautiful Betty fan, throwing some love up there. Hey. Sonia in the house. Gina, it's nice to see you. Good afternoon. Who else do we have? Jilly Bean, it's nice to see you. Little Orange Man, Yvette, hello. Or is that, hold on, I popped up on me right when I was about to say your name. Where are you? Yvonne, sorry about that. Yvonne, it's nice to see you. Who else do we have? Frank It Up. It's nice to see you this afternoon. Beautiful Peggy up in the house. Linda, Sassy Granny, it's nice to see you. Hey. Has it at least warmed up a little bit? I know it's warmed up where I'm at. I am still putting something over my arms just to go outside. Oh, crap. Uh-oh. We might have to take a little break before we get started. Holy smokes. I don't have much to go on. I got little bits of water. I got like this much water in the cup. Holy crap, I was working here, trying to get everything set. I always forget something. No matter, I bet you even if I put a checklist here, I'd probably forget something. I don't know why I do that. I just do that. I don't know if Gina H I haven't seen Gina H here for a little bit. So if Gina H is out there, you did win the prize of the shirt. We only give you about 3 days to collect. Sonia, did you get a hold of Gina H? I'd like to know if we got a hold of Gina H for her shirt. If we do not get a hold of Gina H by Thursday, we will need to call somebody else. So hopefully Gina H gets it. I haven't seen her. No, I haven't. Oh, dear goodness. Okay, well, hopefully Gina H is out there. And if Gina H is out there, you are the winner of the Bullhorn Betty giveaway shirt this week. So hopefully you reach out to Sonia and get your prize. Get your prize. Get your prize. Blah. Oh, Gina became the newest member of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. It looks like we're having some drop frames, so just bear with it until it works itself out. I don't know what to tell you. 2 shows burns up the system. I just got to tell you, I got to give it a rest. It's saying, Miss Betty, you're working me. You're driving me like a slave. Driving me like a slave. Crap, I looked at some computers, some desktops. Holy smokies. Holy smokies. So we're not going to go over any other cases today. We've got quite the lineup of information that we are going to be going over already. And it's basically the Sebastian Rogers case. We here on this channel, as well as other people like 5 Deep, everybody that's part of Sebastian's army has really been, amping it up. They've really been amping it up and going back and going forward and going back and going forward. I don't know what's going on here. Why? I'm running somewhere else behind the scene, maybe. No. Let it do its thing. Hold on. Let me go ahead and hit the play button here, then the pause button there, then the play button here, and then the pause button there, and let me see if we can finesse this thing back into wherever it needs to be. Maybe it's just the afternoon. It's the end of the afternoon. I don't know. Kathy, it's nice to see you. We're over in the vertical stream, so I just wanted to say hi. All right, guys, so we are covering the case of Sebastian Rogers, and Sebastian has disappeared from his home on Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee, which is Sumner County, Tennessee, and has not been seen since February 26, 2024. It has been almost 2 solid years since anybody has seen this young man. Now, he was 15 years old at the time he disappeared, and he just recently turned 17 years old on December 7th. He was, and again, while his father was at his favorite place to get a malt, handing out flyers on his 17th birthday, his mother was with 2 girls enjoying the day online, laughing and joking and telling stories about Sebastian, and it was just a really great day, a real day of memory, remind themselves of how wonderful the past was. It was an abomination. We still haven't fixed our stuff up yet. I don't know what's going on with the internet. We're having all kinds of errors going on. Hopefully I don't know if I'm jerking or what I am on your end. So hopefully let me know how everything's coming in on your end, please, on the vertical stream as well as the horizontal stream. Is it lagging? It's lagging for me. Okay. So we are having problems here. If it continues, I'm going to shut the whole system down and just come back. That's what I'll end up ultimately how that affect our vertical stream, or we try to work with it, or I can just put everything down. I don't need the vertical streams chat, and I may end up just shutting it down from that perspective, because I really don't need the chat. I only need it I can sign back in to end it, but I don't need it up, So we'll try to work through the technical issues here if it's crackling and lagging. Okay, then I'm going to shut the system down. I'll restart the system. Hopefully we can get everything back up and running. I just don't have the patience to play with the system right now. I just don't. So I'll see you guys back in about 5 or 10. We should be loading back up as we speak. So give it a second. I see they're both loading up. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We're getting back up now, but doesn't seem to be taking on. You're good? You guys can see, you guys have sound, but not a photo, not a picture. I don't know what's going on here, why it's not. Okay, so it looks like we're back on the vertical stream, so I got to figure out why we're not back on the horizontal stream. All right, it looks like it's coming back now. All right, so it looks like we're getting back up. We're back up on vertical. We're back up on our horizontal. Hello, guys. It's nice to see you. We're not going to run chat. Okay, I can't run chat. We're already in the middle of this. I'd like to see it. Well, let me see if I can pop this out and get chat up. Let me just try, see what we can do here in just this little bit of time. See what we got going on here. Okay, hopefully it's not lagging. If it is, I don't care. At this point, I just don't care. You guys are going to have to deal with it. Because my patience over technical issues, you guys know I have no patience for this type of crap at all. I'm not going to deal with it. I don't deal with it well. Yada, yada, yada. You guys get it. There we go. Okay, I think we got everything back the way we need it. Let's put this up. And let me get my that live stream. All right, we should be going back up. And I'll just have to adjust okay, the boxes look good. Doesn't look like it needs a whole lot of adjustment. All right, so it's nice to see you guys here. Hopefully we got some of the lag gone. I don't know if we did or not. But I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime. We're covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. We have all of the, the stuff up. The ones that are in, you guys should see at the top. If you're in the vertical stream, you should know you're in the vertical stream. The photo is above my head. If you are in the horizontal stream, it covers my back. So that's how you tell. And then if you also need further validation at the top, I have it pinned vertical stream. So you should see vertical stream either pinned at the top or the bottom, depending on if you're on Samsung or if you're on an Apple product. We are covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. And Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, off Stafford Court, and has not been seen or heard from again. His mother, Katie Proudfoot, which is right above my bun, right here, right there, was the last one that he was with, okay? Allegedly, Chris Proudfoot was in Memphis or Mississippi, right over Horn Lake, Mississippi, which was right over the state line to his job in Memphis, Tennessee. He probably stayed there because it was probably cheaper to stay and away from the job and only 20 minutes away, which makes sense. But the place he stayed, it was a cute place. It appeared to be safe, but some of the places in and around that area, especially the gas stations locally, were pretty ran down. Not a place I see Chris stopping and getting gas at. He probably went through and stopped more in South Haven as he was going over to work in Memphis, Tennessee. There's a lot to be had with this particular case. I think one of the most noticeable behaviors I think we all identified early on is the behavior of the stepfather as well as the mother. After that, it was the scratches. I think we forgot to bring up the bite mark, the appearances of bite mark, which I don't think those are bite marks. I've been out in the woods so many times. I think those are scratches from briars and other things when you go deep in the woods, because we went deep in the woods for Layla Santinello, Paola Miranda Rosa. You know, we were in the swamp with Paola Miranda Rosa and Brian Laundrie, you know. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Melanie says, sending love, BHB. Just wanted to say hi to everyone. I'm not feeling well. Oh, no. Is it because you're cold? Are you coming down? Are you getting sick? I hope you're not getting sick. I hope you feel better. Stay warm. Stay warm. I don't know if you guys, when it gets cold, if you have lack of hydration, maybe you need a humidifier in there instead of a dehumidifier to help put some of that stuff. Because I noticed that up in the northern states, you guys got a lot of dry air, and it has a tendency of making your nose and your throat really, really sore and dry. And then you compound it with freezing cold weather, and it just, I got scratched up searching in the woods for Sebastian. Yeah. I'm watching and eating at Olive Garden. Well, enjoy the breadsticks. Enjoy the breadsticks. We love Olive Garden. So, but one of the main things, bad headache and stomach bothering me, yucky. Well, hopefully you didn't get the bug, but we hope you feel better. We definitely hope you feel better. I wish you were a little closer. I'd make some, I think my chicken soup is, a very powerful antidote to sickness. I really, truly believe it. I believe in, if not mine, somebody's. Real chicken soup. I don't know what it is about real chicken soup. Jay at CTB had arms, looked at multiple, said bites. Yeah, I know, but I understand. I looked at them myself, and out of everybody on these platforms, I'm probably one of the ones that are out in the woods more than anybody else, other than like Silver on Scene right now, and other people. I mean, but we used to be out in the woods all the time. I don't really see Jay being out in the woods. Okay, I'm sorry. Nothing to be disrespectful to her about, but I can look at things and see some things may appear the way that they appear, and we're seeing a photo that's been enhanced that has, it just, and not only that, when they try to show me the bite mark, it's not just the bite mark, it's how did it get on there? And it's such an unnatural, where they are saying that this alleged bite mark is, it's in such an unnatural position. No matter where you put the body, it doesn't make sense. It's like his hand's like this on the mouth. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you look at the bite marks and where they are and then try to put your teeth on it, you're going to see it's in a very weird air. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I doubt their teeth mark. I really do believe that they're scratches. I really, 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 really do believe they're scratches, because in my theory, Sebastian wasn't alive by the time Chris got there to move him. Okay, that's my theory. That's my main theory. There's multiple other theories, ones that imply that he is alive, but those are just the course is running thin on those, because we've made so many calls over the last 20 some odd months that it's hard to keep, it's just hard. It's hard. But when you look at those bite marks, you'd have to imply a lot of stuff for Chris to have actual bite marks on him. Let's play this tape through, for the audience once and for all. Let's just play this tape through. Now, I have to believe, now just bear with me. Let me try to work through this, and then we'll have a poll after I've worked through it, okay? Just give me a few moments to work through it so I can work through it with you. So we have two, I think, primary theories here. Okay, let's break it down let's break it down step by step. Okay, we have 82 people in our main chat. We have 13 people in our vertical chat. So this goes for everybody. Ham Gadget, it's nice to see you. Denise, it's nice to see you. Who else is over here? Did I miss somebody else over here? Sandy, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you are doing well. Kathy, I think I said hi to you. Gina, thank you for becoming the newest member of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. Ivy and Zane, I love. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room and welcome aboard, Love Bug. Welcome aboard. So the marks look like briars scratches, in my opinion. I think so too, Ham Gadget. I really do. I'm sorry, but there's just something about the marks on here that really do. Danny, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well this evening. Maria, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well this evening. But it to me, because I've been out there, because I've had arms that looked like that. Okay, it's hard when you had arms look like that and you see markings like that, and quite frankly, I really truly believe that for a very long time. I've said that from the beginning. I've always struggled with the teeth. You know, we've ran a few stories on it, but in all honesty, I've always had a problem with the teeth mark. Even when we tried, I mean, at first we went ahead and worked through it, but it's the way that you have to position the mouth on the arm that's just so unnatural. It doesn't make sense. So it's telling me or leading me to believe that there's another explanation for the marks on his arms, and that's why it leads me down the road. I believe there's scratches from, you know, movement and stuff like that. I think some of the inset bruising or some other discoloration is from pressure of dragging, potentially. Cooper, it's nice to see you. Oma, it's nice to see you. I wouldn't think that either. I get confused when nurses and medical people look and say teeth. I think it could be Briar's too. That's just, you know, again, it's just my opinion. We don't really know. Back on track with Kat, it's nice to see you. Mary Moose, hello, hello, hello. Well, fiddlesticks. I'm late. Oh, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. We haven't even really dived into really a whole bunch of anything yet. We're actually going to work through this process of the bite marks. So let's go. Let's do this piecemeal. So I believe that there's two theories. Okay, one theory is that he didn't make it home from the Texas Roadhouse, and the other theory, and one of the other theories is he did make it home. The main two theories in my opinion are one that he didn't make it home and one that he did make it home. Can we agree on that? If everybody is agreement with that, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree for whatever reason, put a 2 in the chat. I mean, now let me just give the caveat. Don't get all picky on this, okay? If yours is he didn't make it home, but this XYZ happened, then you are he didn't make it home. If you are he made it home, but XYZ happened, then you're he made it home. Okay, so I think that it's either he didn't make it home or he did make it home. I think those, and then we'll expand on that. Okay, so I think most of us are in agreement with that. Okay, I'm over in the Love Lakers. It's nice to see you, Love Bug. I hope you're doing well. Jill, bonjour. It's nice to see you, love. Okay, so I think we're kind of in agreement. Okay, so ones and ones. We've got a lot of ones. Okay, so now that we agree that there is two major theories here, one that he came home, one that he didn't come home. Now, either one of those theories, and this is kind of where I think that we resolve these being teeth marks, okay? One of those theories is if he made it home, we have to imply that one of two things happened. I think the stranger danger has been eliminated from everybody. So I think if he made it home, then we would have a situation where he walked off, he was taken out of the house unwillingly, or he was deceased, right? And if he was deceased, of course, he's taken out of the house, but that's not the point. So one is he wandered off by himself. 2, he was incapacitated and was taken out of the house. And 3, obviously, he's deceased, okay? So would you say by a show of 3 and 4 that if you believe he came home, that those are pretty much the only 3 options we have if he came home? If that's the case, put a 3 in there. If you believe there's a 4th option, or those are not the only 3, you are a 4. Please put a 3 or a 4 in there. If those are the 3 options when he came home, those are a 3. If there's not, if there's less than that, then you're a 4. If there's more than that, then you're a 4. And we did have some late 2s coming in, just to let you know. But we had already went past that. Okay, so we got some 3s. Okay, so now the 3s would be he was, he walked on away from his own. He was fine, but he was helped out of the house. And 1, he was not fine, and he was helped out of the house. So we've got the majority of 3s. Okay. Now, this is going to be a 5 and a 6, okay? You work with me here. I promise you this is all going to make sense. This is all going to make sense. So, if he did not make it home, I think there really is only one avenue if he didn't make it home, right? That he was handed off. It'd be hard to abduct him from his mother, right? So would you agree that there's really only one option available for the didn't make it home, and that was this orchestration of whatever we saw at the Texas Roadhouse? Wouldn't that be the only avenue forward? If you believe that that is the only avenue forward, please put a 5 in the chat. If you do not believe that that's the only avenue forward with him not coming home, put a 6 in the chat. Let's see where we are in this chat. And I know I get a little complicated, but I promise this will all start making sense. So 5s. Okay, so there is a 6. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that. I always love honesty. Sandy, love Lakers. Thank you. Ham Gadget. Thank you. Okay, so 6. So you kind of think that there's another option with that. Okay. I'm interested in that other option. Ham Gadget, let me know what your other option, whatever you think the other option might be, or other options. Okay, so we got a lot of 5s. We do have a 6 on the vertical, and we did have a couple 2s, but I promise I'll get to it. Even with the 2s, I think you'll get what I'm getting at once we get there. Okay, with all of these options, there are several things that do apply here, okay? If for any reason there was something that happened after the Texas Roadhouse but before they got home, for example, Sebastian Rogers did not make it home, okay? If he did not make it home and he was handed off, who would he most likely be handed off to? We've watched it. We got, I haven't seen BMW Coop in here. We have, Hindsight, Mama Rissa, and BMW Coop that have really been putting out this weird behavior from several people inside the Texas Roadhouse, which would give, the appearance that there is this avenue where, hey Pebbles, it's nice to see you, where he might not go forward. So you would imply, so wouldn't it be fair to imply that if he never made it home, he would have been handed off to a third party, right? Not Chris, not Katie, not Grandma, Grandpa, like a third party from the orchestration at the Texas Roadhouse. Would you agree with that? And this is going to have to be a yes or no, because I'm running out of numbers here, and then we're going to go to A and B. So would you agree with that if he was handed off, that means if he didn't make it home, something was going on, as Hindsight, Mama Rissa, and BMW Coop have been implying? Okay, so this would be to a third party unknown to Sebastian, or may have been recently known to Sebastian, so it would calm him down, so he wouldn't be there. Okay, so we got a lot of yeses here. Now, the reason why I'm asking you all of these questions is because now we can infer that Chris was not a part of that process. So if he didn't make it home, okay, just bear with me. If he didn't make it home, then Chris wouldn't have been there to have bite marks or scratches. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, now let's move on to the house, okay? Let's move on to the house as if Sebastian did make it to the house, okay? If he did make it to the house, we've agreed the majority, at least the majority, I don't want to say 100% conclusively, but at least the majority of our audience believes that there are 3 options if he did make it home. That he truly, in fact, wandered off on his own, that he was incapacitated and removed from the house incapacitated, or he was deceased and removed from the house deceased. Those are the options that we believe. Now, if he walked out on his own, the chances of Chris having bite marks are 0. If he was incapacitated and left the home, or was taken out of the home, now here's where the question would come. Would it be Chris, or would it have been a third party? Okay? And if it was Chris, when would this have happened? At 3 a.m.? Because at 3 a.m., I'm looking at a very much incapacitated, what appears to be an incapacitated person. Give me a second, guys. I'm pulling this up for you in the vertical stream right now. Okay? Let me get this. There we go. So I can make this a little bit bigger for the vertical stream. Okay? Guys see that? So this is the lights. This is, I can't remember if I got this from Mama Rissa or somebody else. Or not Mama Rissa, Hindsight. Hindsight made a video of this blob moving, carrying a blob. And everybody that has enhanced this light has had, the same image in different degrees because it's a differing shadow, bringing up lights and darks and changing different filters to raise the image to the surface. So it takes some time and care to do this. And so in this particular situation, there is a blob carrying a blob behind there. Okay? So the only way I could ever see Chris getting bites on his arm is if we had a non-incapacitated person or a person that was not deceased. So it's somebody that is awake, that is able to struggle. If this really is Chris with Sebastian coming out of the house, he would not have been inside the house at the time to make him incapacitated, only his mother. So the marks in theory should really be on Katie Proudfoot, not Christopher Proudfoot. So that's kind of where I was walking with all of you guys when we were going through this process of the questions. Okay, that's why I was asking you the questions, because I wanted you guys to answer the questions and walk with me through this. And I figured I needed to piecemeal it down so we can look at these bite marks. So that's what it's telling me, because I truly believe Chris is an after-the-fact player in this whole scenario. I truly do believe that that is the case. Many people believe that this was premeditated, that, he was on, this, and I there's just, I'm always back and forth. Was it premeditated? Was it not premeditated? It feels to me that it wasn't premeditated, and that he was probably as shocked as a lot of people that Katie would do this. And I think it comes down to what one of our other audience members had raised as a possibility, that, because Chris gave her that ultimatum, and because this was the answer to that ultimatum, maybe he did feel ultimately responsible for this, and realized that his wife is sicker than he thought she may have been. I mean, she does have some problems, and I don't think people have ever taken those things seriously. Look at the situation we're dealing with right now with Rob Reiner. I mean, his son just unalived him. The questions of why, we're not going to know for a really long time. But from everything I'm seeing here, I mean, it didn't seem like Rob was there for his kids. Even in all the statements where they were doing that movie together, you hear his son, he's like, yeah, when I was a kid, we weren't very close. At least this got me an opportunity to connect with my dad. And his dad is up there saying, yeah, this was the most, the best experience, that pushes my, whatever, like this was something for the TVs. Like he would have never been able to put this on the big screen if he didn't have this experience. Like his son was only this experience to be able to put something on, and it just, I hear this, and I just hear something different than everybody else hears. And I hear a child that grew up without parents, basically, which is what I really think is happening. And it's like, why do these people in Hollywood even bother having kids? Just why? If you're just going to leave them and make them grow up without you, what's the point? What's the point? But, I just saw this, and I saw this interview with them, and I was listening to the son, the words, breaking down the words the son was saying, and it was just sad. He was saying so many things so many years ago, but his parents were too deaf to hear. This never needed to come to this, but his parents just wouldn't. I mean, and not that they deserve it. I don't want anybody thinking I'm victim shaming or blaming here, but there's definitely something that goes on in Hollywood. Okay, in these I can't express it. There's just something not right. Anyways, moving on. Let's get back on track here. But so this is why I was asking, because where would he have gotten the bite marks from? Because if this child was taken out of the house incapacitated, he's not going to be fighting or biting. If he was taken out of the house deceased, he's not going to be fighting or biting. I do believe Chris is, again, the after-the-fact helper of whatever is going on here, if that truly is the case. And if that truly is the case, then, again, he would have scratches from, taking care of business out in the wilderness, whatever they needed to do in the, when nobody was looking, right? Again, just my opinion. Just my opinion. None of this is all opinion based. We don't know what happened to Sebastian. We know that he's just not here. And I just wanted to remind you guys about the bites. Now, we're going to be getting on with this case because one of the major behaviors and one of the issues that we have is Chris and Katie's behavior and how it defies logic. And then when we start going to people to compare their behavior to, they really mimic guilty-minded people. And so we brought forth several people that have been convicted and one person that has not been convicted but has confessed to a crime. And those people are Letecia Stauch, Susan Smith, and Courtney Bartholomew. Okay? And these are very, very, very interesting because they're very low key. All of these people, Susan Smith has been convicted. Letecia Stauch has been convicted. Courtney Bartholomew has confessed to the crime, and her crime is awful. And she was just calm. And it's like all these people sound like each other. All these people sound just like each other. All trying to, convince us. Not try to find their missing person. They're on these shows to convince us they didn't do it. They don't even really care about promoting the missing child or demanding people to look at this child or look at the missing person. It's all about them and shame on everybody else and how dare you accuse me and blah, 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 blah. And it justifies logic because you look at like Seth and he's been through the meat grinder. Absolutely through the meat grinder. And he just keeps coming back for more. He keeps trying to find ways to keep his son's name alive, ways to make people still talk about him, even if he's up on the chopping block, even if they say horrible things about him, while the mom, the one that gave birth to this child, is hiding under a rock. And she'll poke her head out to do some obscene shit, and then she crawls back under her frickin' rock. It's the most insane crap I've ever seen. But hey, nothing to see over here, according to the sheriff. Sheriff Snuggle Struggles. Those little creepy beady eyes across my shoulder. Watch, there we go. There he is, certified dumbass. Sheriff Dumbass. Sheriff Dumbass. Okay. Get it back on the rails, Betty. Get it back on the rails. Okay, we're going to get this back on the rails. So what we have here is we have a situation where Chris and Katie don't even bother coming out to the public until a long time later saying, hey, we got a missing child here. And everybody's supposed to be running right to them and saying, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. But see, the people on the true crime are a little more skeptical than that. You know why? You know why we're skeptical than that? Because we've seen terrible parents. Okay, that's why. We don't believe parents. Why? Because it's just kind of a product of our employment, right? We deal with the crappiest people on earth right here in true crime. So excuse us if we just don't take everybody's word for it that they didn't have anything to do with the disappearance of their child. Because the majority of the cases that don't turn up a child, usually the caretaker has something to do with it, okay? It's not rocket science. Okay? Excuse me. Hey, Adrian, it's nice to see ya. Tanya, it's nice to have ya. Good afternoon. JH, hey, love. I hope you're doing well. Aloha, aloha. Did I miss anybody over here? Michelle, it's nice to see you. Bugsy, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. I said hi to Love Lakers. It's nice to see you. I think everybody else I said hi to. Home switching over. I don't know what you mean by that. Ham Gadgets, what do you mean by home switching over? I know that they were trying to get Sebastian to his father around 2022, within 30 days after moving into the very house that they're sitting in for this interview right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the first few minutes of this because I want you to hear Katie. You know, first of all, I want you to hear Katie laugh because I think it's important. Because normal parents don't do this. I know you're going to say, oh, but it was nerve. No, trust me. When you have a missing child, you don't have nerves, okay? That doesn't compute. That's what I'm trying to sink into people's brains. It doesn't compute. Hey, Reptile Wildfire, it's nice to see you off the chain today. I'm right, exactly. But it doesn't compute, you know. And so for her to laugh, it's almost like that Duper's Delight. And it was overwhelming. It was pouring out of her at that moment. You know, and she had to compose herself. She looked at her husband and got right back to it. That was the weirdest thing, I think, ever. And I think it said a lot because you got to remember, folks, this is what we forget a lot. We forget a lot. Guys, this was not the first run of this. Okay? Remember, they had a very condensed version of it. I think it was a 4-minute clip for their show, maybe a 2-minute clip for their show, and everybody demanded that what was it? WSMV. Everybody reached out to them in such wild numbers that they decided to release the majority of the interview with Chris and Katie. And this is when we learned of this. It wasn't until, I think, the behavior panel wanted it. And so they were reaching out to WSMV to see if they could get it. And I think WSMV decided, wait a minute, they're going to be going through this entire, thing. We might as well release the entire interview, because they had it. And they only released this tiny little clip of this interview for their news station. It was pitiful. And so we were very thankful when they finally did release the whole clip, but it was really, really we were like, oh my gosh, did she really just do that? We even watch her bite her tongue in this when she has to compose herself and she knows she's done effed up. Parents don't do that. You don't have to bite your tongue when you have a child missing and you need to show real emotion. You see what I'm saying, folks? This was all types of odd. This happened right here on March 4th, 2024. Just days later, days after the child went missing. This is their first major interview. The first interview was the night before on Duchess for their dry run. But see, the problem was on Duchess, they didn't have their face on the camera. So they weren't prepared. They should have put their face on the camera and did a dry run like they were going to be doing with the mainstream media interview, because in my opinion, they messed this all up. I mean, I think by the time that this was released, nobody believed them. Because everybody knows a mom doesn't laugh. Show me an interview where a mom laughs when their child is missing and isn't guilty of their disappearance. Show me, please. I beg of you. I beg of you. Show me. Sorry, guys, I have to run. Okay, you take care. Rocking back and forth way too much. That's exactly, even her own aunt said that. They already knew he was gone. I believe that. And I believe she's the one that told us all just recently in the most recent interview that he's gone. She's wanting to put a scholarship together in his honor. She knows he's not coming back. His own mother knows he's not coming back. Chris, and I find it awfully ironic that Chris knew he wasn't coming home within 1 to 2 hours of arriving back to his house that day on February 26th. How did Chris have such a crystal ball? How did Chris have such a crystal ball? Let's listen. Let's listen. Let's listen here. Let's see what we got here. Let me make sure this is the one. Nope. 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 Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, sorry. I needed to get my stuff together. Oh, I just heard a ding-a-ling-a-ling. I think I'm going to strangle... I think I'm going to strangle Glenn. I didn't realize there was a meeting today, and I missed a meeting, and I was going to go give it to the man. And I could have went. We were ready. We were done. In enough time for me to get to the meeting and give it to him, stick it to him. And I missed it. That's all right. The 19th is coming. Don't worry, BOCC. I ain't done with you. Hell to the no. I'm coming knocking. Knock, knock. Do I have a knock, knock? Knock, knock. Do I have a knock, knock on here? No, I got this one. This is how I feel about the situation. I know, highly inappropriate. Damn it. Only on the Bullhorn Betty Show. Lisa B always says switched over at Bullhorn Betty. I don't know what it means by switched. Oh, you were probably over in the other chat. Who else is in the other chat? Let me get down there. Bugsy, it's nice to see you. Did I miss anybody? If you look at Susan Smith and KP Expression, when you talk about the kids being found, they have the same smirk on their face. Wow. Bugsy, yeah, you're probably right. You know, in all fairness, yeah. But I got to tell you, I mean, outside of their behavior, that was their behavior was almost mimicked. The acting like crying, but no real tears. I mean, you know, that I think is the epitome of what Susan Smith is, just no real emotion. And I think we can attribute that to Katie as well. And then you come here. Let's listen to this. I just want to go through this. I mean, they are entirely too calm for the situation. Now, mind you, this is 8 days after this child has disappeared. Now, I can understand you trying to maintain calmness, but as you talk about it, you start hearing the shakiness in the voice. You start seeing the mom, you know, lips start quivering. You start seeing the uneasiness. You start, you know, they can always keep a straight face for so long, and then their emotions start taking over. The fear of their child truly being deceased starts, it's just natural for a mom to think the worst when they're dealing with this and not having a child for days. It's hard not to allow your mind to go there. And that emotion, truly, you'll see it just kind of take over when a parent is talking to a camera. And none of that happens. None of that normal behavior that we are looking for happens with Katie Proudfoot. And so we believe that is huge red flag. behaviorally, because moms would not act like this normally. They would be frantic. They would be urgent. They wouldn't be trying to force tears that aren't coming.
So in your mind, that's usually around what
Ew.
time? When do you normally wake up? Around 6?
Ew, that was like really low. What the hell's going on here? Let's turn it up. What the hell's going on? Can't hear nothing.
6. So were you instantly thinking something's wrong? Or were you like, he may just be already in the shower, in the living room?
I took a second and walked through the house looking for him in case he'd gotten up and was trying to get breakfast or something, because he did that sometimes.
So completely calm. Completely calm. You know? And so she's playing the part right now, and he's got this ugly ass smirk on his face, but for the most part, they're playing the part. You know, she seems like she's just trying to tell the story. You know, we don't know when the waterworks are going to start erupting, but I think we're all kind of waiting here. If you were watching this live, you're probably waiting here to, wait for the waterworks, because parents that are nervous and scared for their child, it's hard to hold those waterworks back. So that's why we're always looking for them, not to force or cry on cue, because you shouldn't have to. Because when you're truly in fear for your child's safety, that concern is all over you. You don't have to do it on cue. It comes naturally, okay? Trust me on that. I've been around enough. It comes naturally. You don't have to on cue nothing. It's not lights, camera, action, you know?
About 3 minutes in, give or take, I was on the phone with my husband. I said, I can't find him. He said, what do you mean you can't find him? I said, he's not in the house.
And see, so right now, she would be reliving that he's not in the house. And this would be where, she's starting to come undone a little bit. This is where you would start, expecting her to start fracturing a little, because now she's going back to the time when she realized her son was missing, and now it's been 8 days, you see. So by reliving this, you expect her to have some of this, very strong emotion that's attributed to her reliving those moments again, and we're missing it. It's not here.
And so at that point, is that when you call 911, or what's going through your mind?
While we were on the phone, and I was like, is he on the other side of the bed? The normal places he may be in the house, and he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, hold on a minute. And immediately after that, we called the sheriff's department and made the report.
Immediately after that. Now, let's remember that we now know Katie said she called him at 6:03. And Chris said he called law enforcement immediately. Now, would it shock you to find out that they didn't call law enforcement immediately? As a matter of fact, they waited another 17 minutes and called Seth Rogers first, left him a message and a text. Then by 6:33, some 30 minutes later, folks, 30 minutes later, we learn Chris calls the non-emergency dispatch line to report an emergency. So some 30 minutes later. Yes, only on here. What am I missing? Everybody's laughing. What did I miss? I'm not being funny right now. What the hell's going on in my chat? You guys aren't allowed to be happy. Shame on you. Just thinking about a child of mine going missing makes me tear. Exactly. Aw, thank you. Oh, you're doing great, babe. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So fake. Yeah, but we can see it now. But at the time, we only had a 4-minute clip or a 2-minute clip of this entire interview. It wasn't until like a day or two later that they dropped all of this. And that's when we realized that something's not right here. Like, we were all, I didn't want to look at them. I remember, if you go back to the beginning, I did not want to look at these parents badly. But it was literally Chronicle of Olivia's interview with them, and I came here, and you guys seen me go right over the fence. I went right over it, and I knew, because their story changed so wildly from everything that we knew up to Chronicles of Olivia's interview. Then all of a sudden, aunts are incorporated, cousins are incorporated, phone calls and a fun breakfast is now, like, the whole story just changed. And so that's when I'm like, wait a minute. We've been watching this story for weeks. I mean, by this time, it's March 18th when we see that. March 18th or March 19th or something like that when we've seen this. I mean, you're talking about weeks at this, almost a month that this child has been gone. And now we're hearing all of these new details. I was like, something's not right. That was it. That pushed me slap up over the fence. I was teetering on that fence. It's what happened. But then after Olivia did her interview, that ship sailed. It was like these parents, they're lying through their teeth. Now let's keep going, because I'm going to get up to the smirk, and then we're going to move over to Courtney Bartholomew, because she just gave an interview, and we know that she has now admitted to cutting her grandson out of her daughter's belly and leaving her daughter there to die, which her daughter did succumb, and so did her grandson succumb to the injuries of that attack.
I ran all over the house, outside, inside. I looked in every closet.
When minutes they were here.
You see, she's reliving all of this, and nothing. You're not getting any type of emotion from her. No franticness. I mean, think about it. If you're running all over the house looking for your child, aren't you frantic? Wouldn't you be, if you're reliving it, wouldn't that heart palpitation, that freaking out, wouldn't all that kind of come rushing back to you? And here she's just mute, detached. Look at her eyes. She's almost in another universe. She's not even there. I don't think either one of them are truly there in sound mind at this moment. Hey, Mama Bear. I Spy. It's nice to see you.
Here we go.
So you said you were on the phone.
Here we go. It's like, okay, now it starts. Here we go. Everything's just so weird. It's not normal.
With her. So you were not home.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in Memphis at the St. Jude Project. So it's, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios. So
we now know at 6:33 he was not in his tower crane. You guys understand that? We now know we're almost up to 2 years. We now know that he was not sitting inside his crane when this call came in. We know he was just pulling up to work. He was at the job site, but he wasn't on the job site. His vehicle was there, and he was sitting inside of the vehicle. He was not in the crane. There is no possibility he had an earpiece in his ear. This is totally fabricated. And I think it's very important because you guys need to know what Chris looks like when he fabricates a story.
You were on the phone with her, so you were not home.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I was at work. I'm a tower crane operator, and I was working in.
There's a nervous scratch. I mean, I know, deception detective was be like, oh, that doesn't matter. I didn't mean crap. He's already, it's the words. Okay, well, the words and the behavior. And the behavior panel gave this guy a free pass. I mean, Chase Hughes, I swear, I think they were working for the police. I really do. Gina H., you are here. You are the winner chicken dinner of the t-shirt. You won the t-shirt. We've been trying to get a hold of you for 2 days. You won the t-shirt, babe. It's nice to see you. You need to get a hold of Sonia. You need to get a hold of Sonia, love. Yeah, I know Katie's face. Katie's so... But let's keep going. We're not there yet.
Memphis at the St. Jude Project.
Memphis. I can't speak.
So it's, you know, I have an earpiece in that talks to my phone. I have another earpiece in that does the radios.
Liar.
So when she was talking to me, I was like, what? I was confused.
Lie detector test determined you
We talked about
are
where she
a
possibly be,
liar.
and then we went from there and led to calling the cops, and here we are now.
And within minutes, they're there at the home.
Yes, ma'am.
It was rapid fire. They had cars.
They
They had
lied
cars from here down to the
to the main road.
road, as far as I could tell.
So what's going through both of your minds? I mean, are we panicking? Is it this, oh, I think he's probably at a neighbor's house, or what are you thinking?
My son doesn't run. He's not a runner. He's never run away before. I don't know why. I don't know why he walked out that door.
I mean, he's a good kid. He's not a mischievous child by any means.
But he was always in trouble. But he was always in trouble.
Incoming news here, so bear with me.
But all I want is for my child to be found, brought home safely. If she's had my grandbaby, I want to make sure, he's safe, he's healthy. My daughter didn't go through a lot having him.
But there's answers to questions that have no answers, or questions with no answers right now that we are searching for desperately, and we just don't have that.
Is there anything that happened that day that you think back and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside? Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to.
I just really hope they're okay. That's all I want to know. I don't care where she's at. I don't care her reason for leaving. I don't care.
Your mama loves you so much.
How are you coping?
To do the right thing, help find Gannon. But at the same time, sometimes it just feels like rumor mongering. Have you seen any of those comments yourself?
We have. And see, that's one of the main things we haven't been around in the public eye, because I didn't want to expose my family to it if all these things were going on.
We've heard all kinds of stories.
I pretty much don't even go online anymore at this point.
I, on the other hand, I do go on, and I do talk to these folks.
There was comments about Gannon getting pushed off the hike, and there was comments about this, and that's just not true. I took care of Gannon for the last 2 years in our home because his mother didn't want to do it. And I would never, ever hurt this child. And I know there's some questions out there about, okay, so tell me what happens. That's up to the investigations when they end up letting you guys know, but I've cooperated with them.
The father, the mother, and myself have been extremely cooperative.
I should
Figure it out. He's that morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving. It'd make more sense if we'd been fighting.
Any of that. I just want to know that she is safe. My daughter didn't go through a lot having him. I just really hope they're okay.
to help us find our son.
Next to her, David Smith, the boy's father, remained supportive. He looked shaken, but composed.
I would like to take the time to plead to the American public that you please do not give up on these two little boys.
Doesn't sound anything like Chris, does it?
Or he'd been in trouble, but he hadn't been in trouble. So, I mean,
Oh, he hasn't even been in trouble, guys.
why did he go? And the other $1 million question is how.
That's all I want to know. I don't care where she's at. I don't care her reason for leaving. I don't care any of that. I just want to know that she is safe. So then I can sleep better at night.
Oh, so you can sleep better at night. I wonder how Chris really feels.
Monday through Friday, we're a working family, just like everybody else out there. And when the weekend comes...
Oh, do you guys remember? Do you guys remember when I told you that we have an issue? That we just had Katie basically tell the whole world her son is gone and not coming back. She's going to be setting up a memorial for, a scholarship in his honor because he likes helping people. He likes helping other children. So it's just her duty as a mom to make sure that he helps other children. No need to send any money for him. We're going to be helping other children now. So we want to make sure that we set up scholarships for other kids. They couldn't give 1 penny to their own child or set up a search for their own child, but they're ready to hand over and build a scholarship in his honor to give somebody else money. I find that ironic. But, so now we know that he's gone. He's never coming back again because his mom just told us on his birthday, by the way. But we also learned he did not disappear on Monday, that he was actually murdered or offed or whatever you want to call it on Sunday. That this didn't even happen on Monday, that it actually happened on Sunday. And that Chris told us. You guys want to know how? It's in this clip right here.
That's when you get a lot of stuff done. You go a lot of places, you do a lot of things. And a lot of times that's where, you go and spend time with your kids all time. He goes and, Seth works.
Vicious at all, Chris. Stimulate.
No.
Chris is on here.
Everything is period. I'm telling you.
No, it's product.
Okay, here it is.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Say it one more time.
Do you not want to say that? Well, we can move on. So
No. I want to hear it.
Yeah, so do I.
There's a rumor out there, Chris, that your mom and your dad have Sebastian. It's been brought up to me.
Seth, darn good and well, you got a question about my
I'm
mother.
just asking.
You pick up the
Did
phone.
they take you somewhere to lead a boot camp or anything like that, and Katie just thought I wouldn't accept it?
I don't think
Hold
Seth
on.
is being accusatory. I think he's just trying to clear up a bunch of BS that's been online.
Right, and I'm trying, and I'm telling you, if he's had this suspicion, he's got my mother's phone number. He can pick up the phone and call her. She is not afraid to
No,
answer any
Chris, I'm not
questions.
saying you. I don't want to talk to your mom. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to Katie.
Well, it's real
And I'm
simple,
just
Seth.
asking to put it to the rest.
You have seen the video footage of Seth on Sunday. Don't tell me you hadn't. I know you have. You sat in the room
No, I
with
haven't.
all the agents.
No, they didn't show me the video footage, buddy.
So you didn't see, you weren't sitting in a room
Wait a minute.
with law enforcement, the district attorney, when they showed you a video, when you wanted proof of life, saying that you hadn't seen proof since Friday. When you've been at my house the first 3 damn days.
Sunday, buddy.
Chris, let Seth speak. Go ahead, Seth.
Chris, they showed me video proof of him coming out of Texas Roadhouse on Sunday.
On a Sunday night. You damn right.
Just, Chris,
Seth, I got a problem with you sitting here making these accusations.
Awfully defensive.
Because if you got a problem
coulda
with
just
them,
said yes or no.
guess what?
Let's squash it.
I think we're just trying to talk things out, and I don't even know if this should be public, honestly.
Same.
Okay, here's all the public knowledge you need on this deal. Law enforcement has talked to my parents, my whole family. Once again, the statement is true, what law enforcement says. Just because you hear a rumor doesn't make it true.
Chris,
I don't think he said it was true. I think he's just trying to clarify.
He said
That's not clarifying. No, stop sitting here trying to defend his actions. Stop.
Okay.
The fact is, Chris, is I'm trying to squash the rumor. We're both here. Squashing the rumor.
Seth, there is no rumor. You know my parents were not with Katie on Sunday. No, you're causing a problem because you know damn good and well where my parents were at their house on Sunday night. They weren't near Katie. They weren't near Sebastian. And if you got a problem, all you got to do weren't a problem because you.
That's all I'm doing, Chris.
No, you're causing a problem because you know damn good and well where my parents were at their house on Sunday night. They weren't near Katie. They weren't near Sebastian. And if you got a problem, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call her. Be an adult. Be a responsible adult. And just call her.
Squashing the rumor.
Seth, there is no rumor. You know my parents were not with Katie on Sunday.
That's all I'm doing, Chris.
No, you're causing a problem because you know damn good and well where my parents were at their house on Sunday night. They weren't near Katie. They weren't near Sebastian. And if you got a problem, all you got to do is pick up the phone and call her.
So, again, walking through this case, walking through what we have before us, walking through why many people, including myself, not only believes Katie murdered her child, but that Chris helped her clean it up. And it's hard to go past that because we're coming up to 2 years and nobody has seen hide nor hair of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And we have two people that are living their life, two people that have all the time in the world to mock and cause even additional pain to this boy's father that loves his son unconditionally, that was proud of his son daily, that wanted nothing more than his son to live with him and him to have a life to live and teach his son everything that he wants to teach his son as a father. He was looking forward to that. That was the plan. Let's not forget that was the plan. Seth was supposed to get his son months. They were just waiting for the school year to end. He was going to be getting Sebastian, and all of this was going to go away for Chris and Katie. And then boom, Seth wakes up one day. Actually, he doesn't even wake up. He walks out of work one day and he finds out his kid is missing and he's never seen his son again. And he's watching his ex-wife and her husband mock his son and mock his pain. He has watched his wife say things, his ex-wife say things that just makes him just say, what in the world is going on here? And then over and above that, he finds out that there's all these Department of Children and Family Services reports that he never even knew about. When you have somebody being abused inside a home and then they just up and disappear, kind of like Crystal Rogers did, it's hard for us to believe that it's by anybody else's hands than somebody very, very close. And then when you realize that Sebastian was the only person that was with his mother, just like Crystal Rogers was only with Brooks Houck, right? Before she disappeared for forever, Brooks Houck is now spending the rest of his life behind bars, or soon to be spending the rest of his life behind bars. I'm pretty sure he was convicted and got a life sentence. But either way you look at it, either way you look at it, who was the last person with Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? It was Katie. Why did we have lights on the outside of the house? And when the lights did go on the outside of the house, why does it look something like this? Like it looks like somebody is being taken out of the house and taken and loaded up in a car. And then you apply the past CPS reports. It paints a pretty strong picture of who the culprits most likely are in this story. Does it not? And yeah, we could look at the father, Seth Rogers. But thank God for him. He literally was on camera. He was literally on camera. Aw, thank you, the thrift mama. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Betty, the part that he talked about Tony, Chris told Seth, I know you're on board with Mathis. I won't take that from you. I felt that he said he took his son from him. I felt he said he took his son from him. That's not Mathis. He's cruel. Wow. If you can send me that clip, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'd greatly appreciate it. I don't know. Maybe I did and I just missed it. And CP don't want anyone mad about all the report. And yeah, I mean, he's the one that told us about one report, and then he slipped up, and you could tell it was more than one report. And then his father gets an attorney, and come to find out it was 5 different house visits. You know, that's pretty significant if you ask me. I mean, it's pretty significant and pretty stinking bad. But I don't know. All I know is that Sebastian was alive on February 25th, and that's all we know. We know he went inside of a home, according to the Sheriff Sonny Weatherford. He went inside that home. He came back out to take garbage out, and then he went inside and he never walked out again. That's according to the sheriff, the sheriff that I'm going to listen to. I don't listen to Sheriff Snuggle Struggles. So it's the same video where you were just playing. Chris just exploded about his mom. Okay, so keep playing it. Okay, let's just keep playing it. And not only that, but this gives you a good insight on who Christopher Proudfoot truly is. You know, he is just he's just a nasty individual. You know, he's just a nasty individual. He's a hothead. And you know, there's a time and a place for that too. You know, I'm not taking that away from anybody. Everybody gets angry. Everybody shows their anger a little bit different. But whenever you have a missing child, typically you're trying to work together to find the child, not splitting hairs. And they were splitting hairs. I mean, Chris was literally picking fights with Seth just to get him up out of the house and away from them. It is very noticeable. You see it like you can see through the bull crap. You can just see it.
Be an adult. Be a responsible adult. And just call her.
Chris. Can you hear me, Chris?
Oh, I can hear you.
Because all I'm hearing is anger and attitude from you. What I'm trying
and you should, Seth. You should. Because what you're doing is bullshit, and you know it.
My comment would be, listen, my son was lost under y'all's care. You don't tell me what I should be feeling or how I should be acting. This is all on y'all. Period. So let's not get it twisted. Every bad thing that has ever happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers has happened under Chris and Katie's watch. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh, it's back. How far back? Because there's Gray Hughes, and I don't want to listen to that. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
yeah, let's just. I mean, I don't want to give them any.
Right. So let's get to our next question.
Okay. Next question. Let me take a look at my notes. Yeah, because I just wrote some things down. Have you had? And I may have asked this and I forgot, Chris. My mind is sometimes mush. Have you had search dogs inside the house and outside?
Yes, ma'am, I have. Yes, I sure have.
And what did the dogs hit outside?
So, as you know, if anybody has followed,
Yeah, it might be on the leaked
Gray's,
video. I don't think
when
it's
he
on
was
this
talking about
one.
the dog and the trail and the scent and the overlay on the
Oh,
picture.
he does go off
So-
on Chloe. He does go off on Chloe. Is that what you're talking about? Because I do remember him going off on Chloe and calling her some really vile names.
He said they went 2 days after he went missing.
Since I neglected your question,
And
what
that's not
was
what
your
I'm
question?
saying. That's not what I'm saying. I want to make it clear that I haven't not tried to reach out to you.
And Chris, me off more than anything, and anybody. No,
you haven't been in our shoes.
Okay, well, you don't know that, but I haven't been in your shoes and missing a child. No, but believe me, I can understand what you're going through, and what I'm saying is we can help you.
Okay, I see what
Chris.
you're saying.
We can help you.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
I think I know.
Anybody here in this chat?
Big massive search party.
Let me hold on.
Following us around with a bunch of people that were already.
Yeah, this is Letecia Stauch. This is the most like the Letecia Stauch comment right here.
Decided to do it on their own accord. That's not for me to say. But
listen,
Katie and I, are not going to have some big massive search party following us around with a bunch of people that were already threatened, death threats, by the way.
Boom. That is so Letecia Stauch. That was so Letecia Stauch's statement right there. Right there. Okay, let me find the comment. Give me just a second. The comment was about Mathis. So let me just do a search about
to us. You know, I'm not doing that. If you were in my shoes, you'd do the same thing.
Okay.
You'll listen to law enforcement.
It just froze up
do
on
what
me.
they tell you to do. Yes, we're out there putting up signs. Yes, we're out there putting up flyers. Yes, we are searching.
I've reset it.
Chris, I'm sorry.
There it goes. It seems like now it's finally starting to. The whole thing just froze up on me. I don't know why. Maybe it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm probably lagging the crap out right now. And there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I got to worry to. Okay. Exit. Okay. Let's try reload.
People calling.
Okay. So now let's just real quick. It's going to take a little time to try to get all back. All right. So I'll find it. I'll do a little search on the transcript for Tony's name. That'll be the easiest. Otherwise, I'm going to keep bouncing all over and it's driving me nuts. So I'd rather just find the place I need to be. Wait a second. He sounded like Letecia. Yeah, he wouldn't be angry. He would be. It's not a live transcript in this for some reason. Wait. I think I'm going to wait. Well, it's not let me spot. It frees up system every time I try to open it. Just jump it. I'm going to drop the Google down. So the Google's off now. So it was just bogging my system now. My system just doesn't have the bandwidth to deal with a 5-hour or 3.5 hour live stream transcript. I did have it up before I started because that's how I found the spot that I was in on this. But at the end of the day, it's not letting me find it. But either way, this is not going to be the last time we talk about this particular case. It's not going to be. We've been talking about this almost daily now, ever since Katie spoke, because she basically said he's gone, and I'm just dumbfounded that she would say that. I'm literally dumbfounded, because when you start talking about how he likes helping other people, those are not words of a mother looking for her son. What do you mean, no sound? I got no sound? Okay. Do we still not have sound? Okay, so people are saying I can hear. I'm not muted. But there is something going on in my computer. Okay. Well, there's definitely something going on in my computer because I can always tell when my mouse just goes out. That's how I can tell when there's something screwed up with my computer. My mouse just goes out. Sumner County Sheriff's Office, get off your ass. Foots need cuffs now. Thank you, Kathy. I love it. I love it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my mouse to work. And my mouse is not working. Just starting to just get so frustrated with this damn computer. It is just unnerving. It really is. All the shit I go through for you guys. And when the system gets all gunked up, it just gets gunked up. There's nothing you can do about it. But I can tell you one thing I'm getting sick and tired is having to connect all this crap to it every single day. So anyways, we do have sound. I am actually winding down from this show anyways. I've already killed the Google. We're not going to be going back through that. We will pull it back up again tomorrow. I will get to that spot 5D is talking about. And we'll continue to discuss this case. If you're interested in the Sebastian Rogers case, we're running the case on the Bullhorn Betty channel at 4:15 every day. Moving forward until we get to the bottom of this case. We're going back to the beginning. We're hearing a lot and we're remembering a lot. But let's remember the scratches on Chris Proudfoot's arms. Those would never have been in that condition if those happened on the 25th or the 26th. The only way that those scratches could have happened was if it was within a few days of that. Okay? He would have been almost healed if it happened 7 days previously. So that means that those scratches or whatever it was after Sebastian disappeared. So that tells me he went out in the woods after Sebastian disappeared. Why? Why is my question. Why is my question. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, kind to one another. And please do not forget, yes, Delilah, please do not forget that we do have a show, an event going on in Sumner County in February. So please let your favorite content creators know that we're doing an event in February in honor of Sebastian Rogers for his 2-year milestone. We are going there. We're going to have an event. I don't know if we're going to release balloons, if we're going to do any of that. I'm not sure how we're going to construct the event. We're still 2 months out, but we do have the date and time and location. So be there or be square. And we hope that we get at least 100 bodies out there on February 26th. So please be part of the change in Sumner County. All right, guys, God bless you. We will see you all very, very soon.